Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Afon. This is Forza Central, back at it with another video. You know how it is out here. We're doing the daily upload, and yeah, today we're gonna be looking at the 2019 Mercedes AMG GT 63S four-door coupe. You may be asking, Afon, what in the world did you just say? Did you say some computer encoding settings or what? No, ladies and gentlemen, this is an actual Mercedes model. This is basically, in simple everyday language, this is a four-door version of a two-door sports car. That's all you need to know, honestly. And it's all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive. So you may be asking yourself, what are these gorgeous looks? Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This thing, apparently, according to Mercedes-Benz, this is modeled, or at least inspired, I would say, by the Great White Shark. But yeah, let's look at the engine. Wow, it is a 4-liter bi-turbo V8, produces 603 horsepower, and has 667 pound-feet of torque, right around that range. Pretty good for this car. It's very competitive. If I do say so myself, it is amazing. Look at those lights. I mean, those lights are amazing. I love that. But power is very good. It's adequate for this car, if not more. Side profile, ladies and gentlemen, what do I see? So there's a very small character line. You can see from here, it's on the door handles, and it makes a basically designers do this so that it creates a effect where the rear can squat, and that does better handling because you have more width in the rear than the front. But yeah, we will move on from that. Let's see here. Okay, the interior is fantastic, actually. We have blue leather / Alcantara. Now, before we go on with the more in depth, everything in this car is all either Alcantara or leather. The dashboard covered, ladies and gentlemen, covered in blue leather. This thing comes with a $10,000 optional blue leather interior. It's such a weird one. They only made one, and apparently this is the one. Now, I do say it's not exactly the blue that you think. It's actually very dark. Okay, there you go. Very dark blue. It's very interesting. But yeah, so we'll move on from that. Center console, ladies and gentlemen, what is it? Well, you see, you have the gear selector, which also acts as a you would say a wrist rest or a palm rest. You could say. You can rest your hand on that while you're using the touchpad. Wrapped in leather, black leather actually, and has the embossed Mercedes little symbol that they have. And yeah, very good touchpad. It's actually very responsive, and yeah, I love it. Now the buttons, it's very minimalistic, clean design, very clean. A lot of manufacturers are starting to do this now, where a lot of the buttons are actually screened, and that's the same thing with this car. It's right now it's all black, but once I turn on the car in a short while, actually it's now. Let's hear it. Whoa! Can I hear a little bit more, sir? Ooh, okay, Mercedes. Okay, I see you, Mercedes. This thing sounds so much more different than the E63S. This has the same 4-liter bi-turbo V8. But it sounds so much more aggressive. I wonder what they did. It sounds much more aggressive, much more high-pitched. You can hear that compared to the E63. Much more high-pitched. It's very interesting. Now, if you see here on the gauge cluster, you have the boost gauge, and that basically tells you how much boost the turbos are giving you under heavy throttle. And it has, you know, the normal like clock and whatnot. It also gives you like tire pressure. It also gives you battery voltage. Yes, that was another one. And yeah, you can change that to like 5 different settings. Now, unfortunately, the game for some reason isn't allowing the buttons to light up. It's a weird glitch, I would say. Forza developers need to fix that. But usually, it has the buttons like traction control, adaptive suspension, the AMG active exhaust. That's a $4,000 option right there. And it has some other stuff that I can't remember, but yeah, I mean this car does come heavy with options. Honestly, even base price for this car is $161,000 USD, ladies and gentlemen. Canadian is I think it's around $210,000. You would have to verify that again because each year, for some reason, Mercedes changed the pricing. The 2019 models are actually a few $1,000s much cheaper than the newer, the 2020 ones. It's a very, very weird. Mercedes is doing this weird thing now. Rear, fantastic. I love it. Mwah. The rear lights are so much better. Why can't the E-Class have this? Why? Why? Please, please tell me why. Man, I love it. Slim design. Absolutely gorgeous. Now the rear. Okay. Well, you see, the trunk is the opposite of beautiful. It's very dismal, if you ask me. Now, I think the reason why it's so bad compared to the E63S and the M5 and whatnot, even the Porsche Panamera, the arch nemesis, you could say, it's. I think it's because this car is based off a two-seater car, and that creates a very unique platform. This is not the same platform in any way, shape, or form as the E63 and the CLS. This is actually based off the two-door, more evolved, more handsome. I think many people disagree with that, but more handsome version in the two-seater. But yeah, now let's look at the rear. Okay, it's much less equipped than the Porsche Panamera Turbo. Okay, so I have to explain. The Mercedes 4 seats that this car has, and it will always come with it. You can't have a 5-seat unlike the Panamera. It's technically a 4.5 because the 5th seat, if you look in the middle, it's technically not really a 5th seat. So there isn't a continuing console like the Porsche Panamera. You can see that there is a little bit of space where you can, you know, I don't know, upstretch your legs or whatever. But for some reason, this car doesn't have that, even though it's technically a 4-seat configuration. It's a really weird thing, and I hope Mercedes fixes that because if this is competing with the Panamera, well, currently looking at it, it's not doing that good. But let's drive it. Maybe the driving characteristics is much better. Okay, that V8 sounds so good, ladies and gentlemen. I can't get over that V8. Fantastic. Alright, now we have the car outside. Rear lights look so good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has to be the best, or one of the best rear lights I've ever seen on a sedan. Yes, there are better lights on like $4 million hypercars, but this is a sedan. I'm talking about sedans. Grip and power is very interesting. So the power delivery, currently, I think it's because of the weather, it's very laggy. Maybe it's the game, but it's very, very, not that immediate. It's very slow, heavy acceleration. Maybe it's just me, but in the higher rev, it's much more immediate. But above 3,500 RPM, I'll say, if there isn't really any power. But when it does get on it gets on wood. Like that, this thing is a rocket. Grip is phenomenal. Now, because it's rating, yes, there's some wheel spin, but, I mean, colossal and the weather is atrocious, if I do say so myself. Fantastic. I love the engine sound. Now, so this car apparently has more engine sound in the interior than the E63S, and I'm not surprised. This car is more sport focused than the Panamera or the E63 for that matter. But honestly, I still so far I'd rather consider the Panamera than this car. Simple reason for the fact that it's much more adaptable. You can have a station wagon version, you can have a sedan version. They don't offer that just yet. It's kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of understeer. I would say, like, you have to, like, right now I'm not gonna put it into full security because I just don't want to be like I'm just doing lay back cruise. And it's really hard to do that because this car's so sporty. Like, it makes you, it's like it's evoking an occasion where you have to put hand on brake. It's like it's making you, it's forcefully making you break the law. That is what I have come up with this car. Handling is okay. I give it about 7.5 out of 10. Unfortunately, like an 8, I believe. I might want to go back and watch that video again.
In 400 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
But It's just, yeah, I don't know. Power to weight ratio is a little bit off. I feel like the weight is a tad bit too much, but I like a little bit more weight. I don't like a lot of the light cars because I don't like it when I hang it like it has nothing. I feel like I like a bit more weight, so I think it's more of a power issue. 603 horsepower, and this car weighs 4,500 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not enough, if I do say so myself. It's a dismal amount, if you ask me. So what we're gonna have to do is a little bit tinkering with the engine. But before we get to the engine, let's do a little bit of that exhaust. Get from the 603 horsepower. Oh, okay, not that big of a difference, but it's gonna sound much better. And yes, we're gonna need. Oh, wow, that's a big power difference. I don't know, maybe I did something a little bit wrong, but let's. I don't want words. Let's give it a little bit of sport suspension. Let's put some rear anti-roll bars because I do like a little bit of slidiness, but control at the same time. Now, Mercedes is known for their fitness, and let's see here. Okay. Oh, wow. Tuners, drifters, Stance Nation. Look at the fitment on this. Look at that. Please tell me a car that has better fitment than this. This thing, fitment, ladies and gentlemen, is on point. I love this. This car is very good at project cars. If you wanted a $210,000 project car. Yeah, I don't know who will do that, but if you're one of those people who's for some reason watching this video, then feel free to go to local Mercedes dealership and do it yourself. Now let's see this paint. Paint is okay. Now this is a Designo metallic gray, but I like I'm a simple man. I say simple. I am simple, don't worry. I like their white. Their white is very, very good. I like it, but the rims, they have to go. I like a bit more black because it kind of it ties together the car so perfectly. It's like the way the exhaust changes the car's tone and attitude, if a car ever had an attitude. But yes, it seems to feel like rims is a very important part, and yeah, that's why I like the black carbon fiber. I'm just gonna save any quicker. Thank you. Okay, so now let's drive it with these upgrades on. I sure hope it fixes the powder and whatnot. Any minute now. Ah, there it is. Crash for a second. Okay, we're gonna start off with 2 crackles in first gear. Alright. Okay, well this is the rocket now. Ladies and gentlemen, this might not be a Brabus, but it definitely is a rocket. Well, I mean, now that I'm making this video, they actually have made a rocket version of this car with 900 horsepower. Okay, well, I will tell you, it understeers like crazy. It doesn't control as good, so I'm gonna have to change something there. But upgraded all these upgrades is pretty good. It's okay. It takes a lot of swinging for this car to actually get a little bit of drift out of it. Grip is much better. There's very, very little wheel spin. Power is much more immediate with these new race turbos. Much better, I love it. Shifts are much more violent, which is good. I haven't done anything with the transmission yet. You can feel the car thrusting forward and backward when it's shifting. It's very weird. So, daily drivability, which I think it's a very key part of buying a car. This car is not daily drivable in any sort of way. It's too race focused. I feel like Mercedes has made this car too focused on sport and racing than Porsche. Now, the Porsche's adaptability is the best part. While Mercedes doesn't, well, for this car at least, it's not that adaptable. I feel like since it's going against Panamera, is it as good though? In my opinion, after these donuts, I don't think so. I don't think it's as good as the Panamera. I think the Panamera is just a tiny bit better. The only thing this car lacks is it's too focused on racing. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell, and I'll see you next time. Adios.